Значит, он хороший был, и все, хороший, значит, басы, да. Да. Ебаный мало. Ну, басы. eVGENIY.
What's not to get nervous about? It's the most terrifying thing most people do, is talking in public. But remember that the worst that can happen is you might be a little bit embarrassed, and it can be fixed later. I think the biggest lessons I learned, if you're dealing with bad news, get it out quickly. Just get it out there. I've interviewed every president, foreign leaders, politicians, celebrities, people from all walks of life. But I think the lessons I've learned can apply to all of you in your conversations with your friends and your family, in your conversations at the workplace. And I'm privileged to have the chance to share what I've learned with you.
There's a lot of keto information out there. So I wanted to go ahead and make something simple, a beginner's keto meal plan. Something that takes the principles that I apply when it comes down to the ketogenic lifestyle and put them into a really simple meal plan that you can follow. Now, this isn't going to give you a lot of different variety, isn't going to give you a lot of different options for each individual meal, but if you're looking to get started on keto and you really just don't know where to go, well, this is going to be a great place to start. So I'm going to break down some of the why, but I'm also going to break down the science, and I'm going to break down really what you should be doing and a little bit more of your timing in addition to just telling you what to eat. So it's going to be pretty in-depth, but you're going to have what you need, and you're going to have the basics to get started today. One thing to note with this video is for informational purposes only. Whenever I put anything that starts talking about a little bit more specific amounts, it's important that you know that this is broad and for just general purposes. So you can adjust this however you need to. This is not an intended diet plan for anybody. It's to give you a baseline and a foundation so that you have an understanding of what a beginner meal plan would look like on keto. You're tuned into the internet's leading fat loss channel. New videos on Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday at 7 a.m. Pacific time, and a bunch of other videos throughout the week as well. Please hit that red subscribe button, and then hit that little bell button so you can turn on notifications so you know whenever I go live. All right, let's go ahead and dive right in. So there's a few things that I want to lay down as groundwork first. If you're just getting started with keto, these are important things that you know. Okay, first of all, don't worry about measuring your ketones. When you're first getting started, just don't worry about it, honestly. As you get further and further down the keto train, then you can start worrying about it. But right now, I want you to just focus on the food, okay? It's not going to matter right now too much. Second of all, keto flu. If you're just getting started on keto, you might experience the keto flu. All that is an electrolyte imbalance for the most part. People will go down some rabbit holes and explain it in more in-depth ways, but the fact is, it's simple. It really is your electrolytes getting out of whack, because as your body is adjusting to lower carbohydrates, your kidneys tend to expel extra water, so you become sodium deficient, you become a little bit magnesium deficient, and you feel wonky and you feel fatigued. Simple way to combat that, add more salt. We'll talk about that as we go. Don't overdo the fats. A lot of people will tell you when you're first starting a keto diet to just go hog wild on the fats. Honestly, that's a quick way to gain weight. So let's not worry about that. I want you to follow what I laid out here. It's going to give you the perfect ratios. It's going to give you my whole formula. Okay, then don't worry about too much protein. Okay, only in specific circumstances do you need to worry about having too much protein. Okay, we're not going to worry about those as beginners. We're not going to worry about those situations. It's okay to have protein. Plus, I'm laying it out for you right here. Now, you're going to see some common themes with this. You're going to see that there's not dairy here. Why? Because I want you to get into keto in what I consider an anti-inflammatory state. I want you to get into keto in a clean way. We're not doing dirty keto here. This is what I would say is a good protocol to get optimal results from the ketogenic diet in as little time as humanly possible. So let's jump right into breakfast. Breakfast, I'm going to have be your highest fat meal of the day. I'm having it be your highest fat meal of the day because, believe it or not, your body tends to store less fat in the morning. And it does this because your fat cells are a little bit more insulin resistant in the morning, and your muscle cells are insulin sensitive. So in the morning, you have less potential for fat that you consume to store as fat. So let's keep breakfast nice and high fat. It's a great way to start our keto journey. So I want you to do 1 whole egg plus 2 yolks. Okay, the reason we're doing 2 yolks in there, 2 to 3 yolks, depending on the size, you can go 2 to 3. Okay, we want more of the fat from the yolk. We don't necessarily want the extra protein and the inflammatory albumin from the white. Okay, so have 1 egg and add 2 to 3 extra yolks. You can give the whites to the dogs. The albumin is actually pretty good for them. Okay, then I want 4 slices of turkey bacon. You can do regular bacon if you can get your hands on good quality bacon, but I'm saying this for the general masses as a beginner. If you go with turkey bacon, it's a little bit cleaner generally. Okay, so go for that. Then I want you to add 1 ounce of pili nuts or walnuts. Pili nuts are very high fat, super low carb, and walnuts are really high quality too, and they're high omega-3, but most importantly, neither of these nuts have high levels of phytates. I'm not going to go into detail there, but essentially phytates can mess up absorption and mess up mineralization of things. So let's just go ahead and leave pili nuts or walnuts. And it doesn't matter if they're roasted or if they're raw in this case. Then I want you to go ahead, if you have coffee, this is optional, have a cup of coffee, but take 3 tablespoons of coconut cream. That's the high-fat coconut milk you get out of a can. I don't want you to use half and half here. If you have to, a substitute for that would be like 2 tablespoons of heavy cream. Don't use half and half, has more milk in it. Milk's more inflammatory than the cream itself, because cream is more just the fat. But I prefer you use just the coconut from a can. It's high fat and it's much better quality. Now optional is going to be 250 milligrams of magnesium plus some theanine. Okay, so that's just going to help keep you balanced. You don't have to worry about that. 250 milligrams magnesium, just get some on Amazon. Okay, so this breakfast is going to be 4 to 8 grams of carbs, 45 grams of fat, and between 400 and 500 calories total. So overall, what we're talking about here is a basic 2,000 calorie diet or so. I figure 2,000 calories is a great place to kind of base around. So we're sitting about 1,800 to 2,000 calories with this meal plan, give or take. Rough estimates, again, it's to get you started. It's not to be super critical, okay? Please don't hate on me. Okay.
Как добавить яркости лучшим моментам нашей жизни? Ritter Sport дарит удивительное разнообразие насыщенных вкусов и отборных ингредиентов. Ritter Sport.
Я должен знать, на 100% точно должен знать, как они умерли.
So then we move in to the next period where I want to explain, do not snack. What's really important in between meals with keto is not to snack. Every time we eat, whether we eat carbs, whether we eat fats, or whether we eat protein, we have an insulin spike when we eat, however small. But that insulin spike turns off glucagon, and that glucagon is what turns on cyclic adenosine monophosphate, which is what allows us to burn fat. If we don't have glucagon activated, we don't burn fat between our meals. So remember, we're priming our pump with ketosis.